BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top trade. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi.
Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to have a look at meme coins. Well, the top three being obviously Pepe, which seems to be the leader with a really good chart, actually one of the best charts in crypto. Doge and SHIB, but on the Patreon we always tend to look at a lot of other meme coins, and they vary. Some are not looking that good and some are looking pretty awesome, so it's all as a liquidity issue if anything. So if you're trading at low volume and you've got a well branded name and some person tweets about you, then yeah, I suppose you're going to go to the top. If you're not, then you're going the other way. Either way, let's start off with how markets closed yesterday for S&P and Nasdaq, which is still down. So we've closed below a Bollinger Band at this point now, 21 exponential on the daily. So this makes it feel like it's more likely to move a bit further down towards this 50 exponential, which is 5,426. That's your S&P. Nasdaq more or less the same, really. We're below the Bollinger Band the last few days in a row, heading towards the 50, which is down here at 19,440. If we move ourselves back to a weekly, what we see is we're hitting a 10 exponential where you'd imagine to see a bounce. We saw one here, we saw one here, so you'd expect a little bounce. You could reverse from here, but if it doesn't, then we're coming a little bit further down. And at that point, do we think that stocks and Bitcoin are going to have some kind of correlation? Because they've not correlated recently. Stocks have been going up for 2 months straight. Bitcoin, crypto have been going down more or less for 2 months straight. There's no correlation there, is there? There is no correlation. If there's going to be a correlation anywhere, it's going to be correlated with gold. Gold's been consolidating since May, basically, and found a bottom, started to move back up, and broke out of a descending, falling wedge, basically. A falling channel. So it also has had a sharp rejection. So what does this mean? We've got stocks coming down. Again, still in the context of a massively bullish chart. You know, stocks, gold, still massively bullish. Pullbacks are pullbacks. Anytime you see a little thing like this, someone out there is going to say, "Oh, there's a massive crash. There's a huge crash coming." Ah, well, no. I mean, you know, charts go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. that's it. But they are going down, and they closed down while Bitcoin actually pumped up. So what does this actually mean? And I swear we are going to go into meme coins in a minute. For Bitcoin, for some reason, we moved into this massive box, this major box, back into this box for the first time since we came out of it back in 21st of June. So I know that's not long ago. It's like a month ago, really. But we've been below it and considering going even lower since then. But we're back into it now. So what's the analysis now, I hear you ask? Well, there's a diagonal trend line of resistance that you could think about. You could make, to a point, a crooked, it's not crooked, but it is a falling channel just like we saw on gold. These are typically bullish, but until we break out, you know, obviously the supports get lower and the resistances get lower, so it's still a consolidation trend. And just because they, well, like I say, typically do break out, doesn't mean that they don't break down. They can break down. They're just more likely to break out than break down as a consolidation. So, what I'm trying to point out to you is, I just want you to be clear about what I'm thinking here. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but look, gold down, is there a correlation with Bitcoin? I don't know, to an extent. Stocks down, correlation with Bitcoin? Maybe not so much. But they're two of the major, huge financial machines out there, whether you're trading, you know, equities or commodities for store of value or quick profit or whatever. The trend looks like it wants to keep going down for a little bit to make a higher low to only spring back up later on. But the question is, how long is it going to take for a stock market indices to consolidate? Don't know. It's only just started, if it is starting at all. So does that mean that we should be very guarded when we approach this area up here, which is just short of 70,000? I'd say probably. Now, if we get rid of that, like I say, because that's just one way to look at it. Another way to look at it would be this. If you see a candle closure on a weekly above a 20 weekly like this and back into the box of significance, to be fair, it's bullish. Most moving averages in the correct place on this weekly. We'd be looking for this to start to move up again towards 70. Candle body high over here at 71,500. And then maybe at that point at the top of the range here, 76,000. New all-time highs, that would be. So your trading is to do with your risk tolerance. That's the best way to do it. We were talking about this on the Patreon last night, and I was saying, look, nobody knows exactly what's going on. So if you're going to trade and you're unsure of which way it wants to go, you don't have to be all in, and you don't have to be all out. You know that. You could be partially committed to the market. I'm always committed at some point. I'm never all in or all out ever, not even throughout a bear market. Never all in, never all out. Always got something going. Anyway, so I'm just going to put that to you there. Let's get into the meme coins now then, shall we? Let's recognise this chart for what it is. This is Pepe on the daily. Absolutely awesome. Huge, massive, big move. Obviously, massive pullback. Continuation, massive move. Big golden cross retest. Bang, bang, bang. And up to the first major of resistance. So this corresponds to this high over here, this candle body high. Bang, bang, bang. We've not got any major signals on the itchy cloud. We're brewing some, but they'll be a little way off yet. No bearish divergence on this part of the run. So yeah, this is a major resistance, part of this triangle formation really. And that is the first major resistance. So if you're looking for a pullback, any dip to buy could take you all the way back down to all the zeros, 1. Noob Master's favourite round number. A nice, simple 1. I can handle that. So that would be a really good support for it to bounce from and then make another attempt and then a breakout. Again, with the lack of any kind of bearish divergence, you've got to be kind of bullish on what you see. Golden crosses forming on the 4 hourly. You're going to get this across the board for most altcoins. If you don't get this on an altcoin at this point in time, then it's probably one worth avoiding. Anyway, that most altcoins have this. And this isn't a confirmation of a trend, but it's the strengthening of a 4 hourly trend. So the daily is already in a trend. The 4 hourly is now turning into a trend, and obviously the weekly is going to be pretty awesome too. So we recognise that Pepe is actually a really good chart. And where's the supports? Just down here at all the zeros, 107. So a little higher than the daily. So opportunity for buying the dips on both time frames. Doge. Death cross, retest. Okay, so that's unfortunate, but that's not unlike most altcoins. Most altcoins look like this. So this is why I've never called for an alt season. I've just only been talking about alt rally. And if we just think about what Doge did, and Doge is just, you know, a altcoin at this point. It's not doing anything better or worse than anything else. It's kind of smack in the middle. You know, our targets were between 30 and 50% on these alt rallies, and this one did, well, 40%. So not bad. It's better than, it's not the lowest target, so it's hit. But until we break these areas, this is a major area for resistance, and resistance will most likely give you a rejection. So a pullback to on Doge is going to take you down to roughly 11.5 cents. That would be great. And finally, we have a look at SHIB, which again has achieved a death cross retest as well, just like Doge did. Remember, Pepe's not done this. This already came down to the Bollinger Band. So this is what we're looking for on Doge. So we're almost lagging. So up and then down. So whoopsie-doo. We've gone up and now we've come down, double tested that. We're above this horizontal. The horizontal is not a nothing. It does correspond to certain aspects of this chart, like this low, for instance, and then this retest over here. So it's not nothing. And also this is a breakout still. You know, it might not feel like it, but we had a descending triangle. We broke out, we retested the range lows, and now we're sort of trying to recover from that. If you take ourselves to a 4 hourly, this unfortunately does not have golden cross. In fact, it's getting rejected on the 200 and now the 20. So it looks like it wants to return back down to the range lows, maybe even dip a little lower than that. So SHIB opportunities exist a little lower than where we are right now, and it wouldn't surprise me to see us maybe come down into, you know, 15 and a half Shiba Inus or whatever you want to call them. But like I say, we did talk about a lot of altcoins last night on the Patreon, and we do look at some of these sort of more infamous, smaller cap meme coins, and yeah, they are going to move with Pepe. Pepe is, if you're going to get any move at all, it's going to come from Pepe. Pepe's the main one. But Pepe can't move isolated on its own. Is it going to move with Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin going to pull back? Because stocks and gold are pulling back. You have to think about this. This is something that, unfortunately, some people just don't get. I know most people do, but there's a lot of people that don't get it. They look at one altcoin chart and they don't look at anything else. Okay, this is our altcoin. It's got a good chart. It has to run because it is a good chart. Unfortunately, an altcoin is tied to, you know, the entire crypto market, which is driven by Bitcoin, which also is influenced by Dixie, just like everybody else, and indices and gold. So if they all want to come down, it's very likely that Bitcoin will come down just through association. What's the point of a store of value if you can't take value out of the store? Do you know what I mean? What's the point of it? Oh, I got Bitcoin. Yeah, save it for a rainy day. Well, it's raining. You know that, right? Oh shit. Right. Okay. Let's get some of that Bitcoin out. It's a store of value. Get your value from the store. That's what it's all about. So if we're going to start to see pullbacks for traditional markets and indices and commodities, then maybe Bitcoin will just follow that as well, which means that altcoins will also follow that. Remember, we have hit the targets for the alt rally that we predicted. We've hit those targets. So those trades, for instance, for me at least, are closed now. If we start to build a base at a higher level and go into an uptrend on a higher term time frame, I'm back in. I've built up a portfolio as we consolidated over this last month and a half. I'm happy with that. I'm 50% committed to the market into altcoins because of that consolidation. So I'm 50% in now. I was previously between 25 to 30% in. Now I'm 50%. It's a lot. Okay, I'm heavily bullish on this market given enough time. In the short term, though, do not be surprised to see pullbacks take place from this level and altcoins give back what they achieved. Not all of them, but most of them, because recognizing what we see on higher term timeframes, and again, these aren't going to do you much justice, but this is an example of what we're looking at for lots of altcoins. Death cross retests on dailies, and this is something I kept on trying to explain to people last night, and I'm sure you've seen me do it before. If you invert the scale, you can flip your bias. All right, the low's in, baby. The low's in. Oh yeah, we got a death cross retest over here. Okay, we've made a higher low. Okay, we're above the 200 at this point now. We've got golden crosses on simples and exponentials. We're retesting that. This is bullish, so bullish. Unfortunately, that's not reality. This is reality. It's the opposite of that. Unfortunately, that is the truth. The opposite of what I've just said in the bullish perspective is true. That does not mean, though, I'm telling you though, that doesn't mean that this can't change and break out and then we go crazy. But if you are bullish on a chart that looked like this, which you ought to be really, you should probably be bearish on a chart that looks like this. And again, until it breaks and changes behavior, you know, it's bearish. But the hope for altcoin, for meme coins, and this is why I'm bringing this up, is that Pepe's not like that. Pepe golden cross retest up, resistance hopefully breaks. If not, don't worry, we're still bullish all the way down to these levels and these levels, massively bullish. Opportunity waits for us down here. If we were to do that, we'd still be massively bullish for a V-shaped recovery and then some. That'd be awesome. That's doubling, tripling your money just to make our way back up to the previous high. Doubling your money, that would be. Anyway, I just wanted to put it to you because I know everybody gets bullish when they see green. And that's fine because you should have bought red to sell green, which is what we've done. Buying green at resistance, maybe not a great idea, but look, it's your money, your risk tolerance. It's not me. I know what I do. I'm a very conservative trader. You know, I've got two strategies going on. The portfolios have been built. I'm happy to build them again at lower areas. But if they don't get lower and they break out, look, I've got 50% ready to go into these big trades, these big fat trades when the market is a much more favourable environment than it is as of this very moment in time at 10:15 on a Saturday morning. Right, hopefully that made sense. If it didn't, let me know. If it did, let me know. Just engagement. Give me some engagement. Other than that, I hope you have a nice weekend and take it easy.